Hello there, my name's Shalyah and I'm going to teach you how to watch Disney movies through a feminist lens. I am a big Disney fan and I'm also a big old feminist, and I've never had trouble balancing the two, so I figured I was the right person to give some tips. So please enjoy the official Disney Feminist Viewing Guide brought to you by Shalyah Evans, Princess and Feminist. Snow White, problematic from the start. A prince kisses a dead girl and then takes it home and marries it when it wakes up. This is not good. Here are some conversations that you can have with your child while watching Snow White to make it better. Boy, doesn't that prince seem boring? Wouldn't you be bummed if you had to go away with someone that boring? Huh, cool. That queen is also a chemist. I want to be a queen who's a chemist when I grow up. Cinderella. Here's a great intro into women's lib. Cinderella, pre-women's lib, movie and story. She didn't have a lot of options. This is a movie about why it's good that we have options, because it used to be you were either your dead father's new wife's slave or you got married through magic. Those were your only options. This is a good chance to talk about how far we've come. Sleeping Beauty is a hard one because while she is the title character, she's not really the lead of the movie. This is a movie about Prince Philip and a very cool, very scorned woman named Maleficent. Really, Sleeping Beauty is just a cautionary tale about not inviting people to christenings. Even though it's a really boring party, someone might try to kill your kid for 16 years. So be kind and don't only invite the cool kids to your parties. There are lots of evil queens going around, so this is a great chance as a feminist to talk to your kid about how powerful women are often vilified and what that really means for our society. Mary Poppins, not a princess, but I will say this is a great chance to talk about how being wealthy doesn't make you better than anyone else. Mary Poppins is a working class nanny, hangs out with Bert, they're magic. Parents, boring and kind of suck. So, good opportunity to talk about the way our current capitalist system works. The Little Mermaid is a hard one, and I know it's a hard one. One, she doesn't have a top on most of the movie, but two, it seems like in viewing it, she's giving up her voice to get a man. No, she is not. First of all, she's giving up her voice because she wants to be a human and the guy's like a bonus, but also she's tricked into giving up her voice by the villain. So the bad thing that happens to her, she gives up her voice, and it's not until she gets her voice back and can say what she wants and has agency that he actually falls in love with her. He doesn't really like her when she doesn't have a voice. So I don't see where the issue is here, as long as you're like actively participating and watching the movie with your child. Also, if you really just cannot stomach the Little Mermaid stuff, make it about Ursula. This woman is clearly a political refugee who there was some overthrowing of her regime, and now she lives in exile. Talk about that. Beauty and the Beast, Belle. Seems like a pretty easy one. She reads, she's like, no, screw that hot guy. I want someone that's interesting. Like, good. These are good things. But it's also good to talk about, you know, codependency with people with anger disorders. It's worth talking about why Belle is so attracted to this man. And if you're like me, it's a great chance for your parents to tell you what Stockholm Syndrome is. Aladdin, great stuff. Jasmine says right out, she says, I am not a prize to be won. Very powerful, good. She also later uses sexuality as a weapon, which is pretty cool, but difficult for kids. So I don't know, maybe something to talk about, how like, she was in the slutty outfit, she was trying to save everybody, but it wasn't her choice. She was making the best of a bad situation, but it shouldn't be your go-to. Anyway, she's got a tiger. Feminists should have tigers. Nala, the Lion King, makes a king. She tells that guy to cut his crap out and get back out there and be the man he's supposed to be. Nala is a badass. Also, a lion. If you can't watch Pocahontas through a feminist lens, I can't help you. Mulan, trick question, is not a princess movie. If you're watching Mulan as a princess movie, you're part of the problem. Mulan is a war hero, and her being treated as anything other than a war hero is shameful. Esmeralda's a hard one in Hunchback because of the like dancing in flames and he's like jacking off into the fire. So I don't know, maybe just don't watch that one. I can't help with that one. let's not forget about Megara in Hercules. She's very cool, but really this is a chance to tell your kid about how James Woods is an asshole. Alice in Wonderland is a good one. I mean, there's no real gendered messages to it. You just have to be ready to have a real chill conversation about drugs with your kids, which not everyone has a dad like mine who just tells you about how to have a good trip every time you take an Advil. But this is your chance to be that dad. Those are the most problematic Disney movies that I can think of. The rest of them are like jungles and boys. The ones about boys are fine. Boys are always fine. Everything in our society is designed for boys to be fine. Goodbye!